Let us begin 5, fifth letter, and second letter. Becomes 5 plus 2, 5 minus 2, 73. This is the numeric value for Nibiru. At the same time, 7 times 3 will create 21. 5 times 2 will create 10. The total will be 31 and 11. The total is 42 and 20, but I don't want to bring it to the next level. These two will be plus 6 for the 0, equaling to 37. 7 times 3, 7 plus 3, 37. B and E. This is your creation. 5 plus 2 will equal to 7. 5 times 2 will equal to 10. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 3, the total will come out to the value of 7 and 3. Do you follow what I'm getting? 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, although it's 17, this will be 10, okay, and 21. 21, 10, 17. 21 plus 10 plus 17 equals to 31 equals to 48. This is the numeric value for Pluto, the Sun, and the half-life. Mars is 4, or 40 is the blue world, and 8 is the heaven. 4 and 4 corners. 4 and 4 corners. That when you match up 4 and 4 corners, if we'd like to do it this way, we have the ball and chain. We have the chain on this side and the chain on this side. This chain will continue on until it makes a second link. I mean, the third one is going to come over here. So this angle for this H, and I'm not drawing it properly, will be exactly like this. And this will be the sun feeder. And if you want to know why X marks the spots, because it does. This is your unity scale. I'm not going to be upright with what I think as its value is. I'm just going to tell you it's its unity scale. I'd like to have a little bit better of the design. And now you notice there's nothing over here because the value of in between comes from up here. The value of in between comes from up here. So this value would actually take on this. Now I should try and draw it a little bit better, but you have the understanding. Now we need a reflection to the whole thing, so we bring the reflection in. And this would be 2, and this would be 5, okay, in between here, and this would be 8. This is what our square calculator shows us. If I can find that calculator, this is what it's supposed to be. 2, 5, and 8. 2, 5, and 8. Now if I set this up as bowling pins, okay, there's a value factor that's right over here in this area space over here that nobody actually sees because it's area space between the pins. I'm not going to give it any value, and I'm not going to talk about that right now. In a previous video, when I designed this, okay, I now have to have this to enclose it. When I mark 2 of these triangles, one above and one below, okay, I will end up with the number 8, and all I have is 2 triangles. In these triangles, I have 3 and 3, 6. In this 3 and 3, 6, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 for our diameter, and our distance is 2. 4 and 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 for our diameter and our inside. That would create our linear rectangle, in which now we would create 2 squares. So this is basic creation, and the distance you would have to go to do it. At the same time, we would have to create the H over here and the H over here that creates your box. And now if you take a good look at it, right, if you take a good look at this, we're actually starting to get more of a cube size in this creation. Another one of the designs comes... I'm trying to find out where it is right here. When you create your picture, we want to call it 3D, right? The area space that are empty is here, 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 and here. That's your 5 cube. It's a cube, right? It's a cube. But if you take a look, it's lying down, and you can actually pass through the center through all four. And through all four, you can create it this way over here as a box. So you have the plus and the minus, and the plus, the minus, the multiplication, and you have your multiplication right over here, x and x, where this marks the spot. Anyways, let's move on to the next part of this. And the next part of this is the continuation of how it began. B and E, the B is in the sound of the E family, B. Now we can do other things, okay, but this is the way I'm running it because it's hearsay. B, E, C, and D. The actual numeric value for each letter is the second letter. Also, it is the reverse of the 25th letter. It is the third letter and the reverse of the 24th letter. It is the fourth letter, okay, and the reverse of the 23rd letter. So we would end up with 5-4, 6-3, 5-4, 5-4. It's a replica. 27 has to be the total. 9 is the total. These are its property reverse. This is exact. This is the sun system right over here. It brings in the A and I world. Now, why A and I? 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 minus 5 is 1. A and I, artificial intelligence, A to I, through the sun. The C and E world is any craps, because for some reason in the casinos they mark it like this. They don't put AC, they put EC. EC, any craps, 9 lives of the cat that promote inside of this house for the reason of the center dot. That's on the 2 and that's on the 5 cube. So in this one we bring up with Venus, planet, and Neptune. We bring up Earth and Uranus, and these are the proper reverses. We do switch these numbers when we go to low shu, where Venus, okay, in low shu we switch these two around in low shu, where the creation world, any craps, okay, and that any crap is a representation of 1 and 2, which is the high sky, and we're going to keep going down. Then in the fourth area, in D, okay, it would be 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Excuse me, we did this one over here. We didn't do the multiply and the plus. This becomes 15. This becomes 16 inside this. So that would be 1 and 31. 1 and 31 for this. 16 and 15 is 31. 31. 3 times 5 is 15. 8 times 2 is 16. 5 times 2 is 10. 7 times 3 is 21. 31, 31. And this one over here becomes 5 by 4, 20. And 9 times 1 is 0, 9. So this one would be 29, 11. It would be 2, 4, 4. D in between would be 2, 4, 4. 44 area space in Venus. This is your birth. This is the IT world. 29 creates the IT world of A and I, artificial intelligence, through Jupiter and Mars, which when you bring this to low shu, it becomes Mercury and Jupiter instead of Jupiter and Mars. And this is where your birth comes in. Add 12 onto this, it becomes 41 in your DNA. So you would have 31, 31, 31, 41. Your DNA, you have 4, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4 is created B, C, and D. 423 is 27, 19. This one becomes 21 and 27 when a big red sun. 21, the cubed world, alpha, beta. This one would be 23, BC creation. This one would now revert to this one over here, BC creation. This would be breaking and entering, and 2 and 25 is also 9 times 25, and it is the numeric value for the V letter for life, which is now represented again inside the sun, breaking and entering, the queen, the gateway, 23, 27, the big red sun. They're all 27, right? They're all linked to the big red sun. Then you get to F, the reverse. So the question is, because it's after, is it only a plus? This becomes 7, this becomes 8, this becomes 9. If this becomes 7, 8, and 9, and we bring this to the 7th gate, we would now put 7C, CB, and DA. And this one, again, will create our DNA, artificial intelligence inside the sun, which runs through the moon, because the 13 ball, 1 and 3 is 4, and the 5 ball are orange balls, and that is in the game of pool, and we'll spell MER. And if it's the ocean and it's the dream, then at the same time it's the resident angel and rim in your sleep by the moon. When we bring it to F letter, we create, just 1 second, my doorbell is ringing. Okay, so when I left off here a half an hour ago, we were talking about D and E, how we come to 4 and 5, which becomes 11. This will be 4 and 11, 4 and 2, 9 lives of the cat. Run all from here. The Federation, 2, 3, and 4. These two numbers are the reverse of each other. They're polars in the game. 4 and 3 comes together, bringing 6 and 5, the F letter, the next letter showing up over here. Creating 11 and 1, creating 2 and 1. So 2 and 1, or the high world, actually starts in numbers once you've rotated the numbers over here. Remember, 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12, becomes 3. Then we go to F. This we have to understand is it an addition or is it a minus only? Because the E is before the F, just as in Roman numerals, V5, okay, and 1, the first one after, right, would be F, and that would be V and 1, equaling to A. So in all actuality, you would have minimum 3, minimum 2, okay, minimum 2, minimum 1. In the minus department, okay, we end up with 4 over here, right? 4 over here, 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. 5 minus 2 is 3. So now we're going to go to F. This becomes F, and now G. In G, we get the BC world, where 2 and 3 come together. Here we have 3 and 4 come together. 12, the blue world, okay. 2 is the blue world. 12, okay. 12 is the that is the purple ball, and that would be the sky. 3 and 2 create the sky. And then after that we get L. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, 10 and 7, 17. 5 and 3, 5 and 1 and 2 is 3. 5 and 3 show up right over here. Just like C and E, we now have E and L. The E is before the L. The E is after the C. 3 is the third letter. L is the 12th letter. The reverse of L is the 15th letter. And now we have Mars creation. 3 and 6. Mars creation of the moons. That's what these... I'm not telling you any story that you can't figure out by yourself. Okay? Now we're going to go to where we have the beginning. We have F that stands alone, which is separated by I, which is separated by H, and which is separated by J and K, because each one of these, H, I, J, K, 8, 9, 1, and 2, okay, this is the gateway, separation, 7 and 8 of 1 and 2, and I'm going to show you how that works over here inside of L. L, 1 and 2 also is a representation of half, where L is N is the representation of 1, 4 is 1 quarter, 2 to 1, 4 to 1. Inside of this over here, the next letter after this is L. So there's 4 letters which will intervene. 1, 2, 3, 4 letters will intervene before we get back to the E world, beginning with F. And in the F world, we have H, I, J, K before we extend to L. 17 and 7, 1 and 7 is 8. 5, 1 and 2 equals to 3. Electronic creation, C and E. Here we have M, which is the sun world. 1 and 3 bringing us the orange ball. Orange represents 60 on the clock. 18 and 8, angelic heaven, Jack heaven, 88. This is what I call the sky system, or the high sky runner through the sun. 5 and 4, 5 and 3, 8, 5 and 4, 9. H and I is 1 letter. Now we have the N. we get 199. So inside of N, we bring back the page inside of N, and we get to D. Inside the sun world, we now have Zion. We have Zion because the N can be transferred sideways and it can become the 26th letter. The reverse of the first letter is 15. 60, the reverse of this letter over here, okay, is 14. The reverse of this letter over here is 13, creates 6, 5, and 4, the Federation. We come over to the last one over here. We got, again, artificial intelligence in N. And then we have artificial intelligence in D, through the sun. And these are numbers. Now, if we have to go over this and talk about it to understand why I say all these things, is because this is where the numeric value comes in. At the same time, when we get to this number, all zeros equal 6 will now create 7 and 9. 7 and 9, right? 16 and 9, okay, also represents P and I, pi, and 7 and 9, the birth at the gateway. 3, 1, 3, 3 to the power of 2, creating both these worlds. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you.